All right, how do I say this gently? I see what happened. No, I up. I have absolutely no problems admitting my mistake. Things happen, things go wrong, and I sort of screwed up. About a month ago, I released a Jeep JK DIY headliner video, and I was super proud of this build, you guys. Like, the headliners turned out really nice. I had cut them perfectly, they fit up there cleanly, and I was able to start putting up patches on it. But then no more than 2 weeks after the install, I started having problems. I built these headliners using nothing but speaker box carpeting and cardboard. Like, that's it. And there were people in the comments who said if the cardboard starts to fail on you, you may want to try something else like foam or masonite. And yeah, lo and behold, 2 weeks later, I started getting issues. The cardboard started to sag a little bit, and the thing is when I made these, I cut it out of cardboard, but there were creases in that cardboard because it came from an unfolded box. So after a while, parts of it started to droop a little bit. The main problem that I started to have is that the adhesion of the carpet to the cardboard was not good enough. And I felt that too. When I first started making it, I had a feeling like this might fail. In fact, when I turned it over to put contact cement on the backside of these headliners, parts of the carpet already started to lift from the cardboard. And I figured, okay, never mind. Once I get these pressed up against the freedom panels, they should flatten out. Well, now it's sagging. The carpeting is sagging and the patches are like sagging. The problem I was having is using the spray adhesive to attach the carpet to the cardboard. And because cardboard is also not very rigid, again, that kind of helped in the warping of it, and yeah, it's not looking good. So before I just give in and just buy the Mopar headliner kit for this thing, let me just take one more crack at it and see if I can make it better. I'm going to take some of your advice and use a different backer instead of cardboard and see if I can make it stronger, see if I can make this cleaner, maybe even some staples. I don't know. I'm going to attempt it and see if I can make it look better than before. So let's just get to it. Now, even though the carpet wasn't adhering to the cardboard with spray adhesive, I was glad to see that the contact cement I used to attach the headliners to the freedom panels was still solid. I had to pull pretty tightly to get the headliners off, so that tells me that contact cement worked great for mounting. Alright, so here is the headliner that I made before. This is the one that's on the passenger side. I left the driver's side one up there for now, just in case this whole experiment doesn't work. I didn't already remove both of them. So I'm just going to try it on one, and I only need this one anyway. I'm only using this as a template to create the new headliners. Problem I have with these headliners that I made was that I used this stuff, Loctite spray adhesive, to basically bond the carpet to the cardboard. And this thing sucks. Like, it didn't hold at all, and I'm looking at it now, it says middleweight bonding, so yeah, that's probably why. But if you see, this is supposed to be glued together, and look how easy, like, there was no adhesion anymore. It wasn't even stuck together at all. So what I'm gonna do is basically redo this again, but instead of using cardboard this time, I did listen to a lot of you in the last video when you commented that you've been using masonite, and that's what I have here. We are going to be using Masonite's 1/8 inch. This is actually a marker board wainscoting type of thing. Like, on the other side is like pure white that they use it for marker boards. So this apparently won't buckle, it won't bend on you. Unlike if I got plywood, it could warp, and cardboard can start to sag and get weak. So this should be a happy medium between something that's super heavy and something that is too flimsy. So that should be good, and I'm going to try to reuse this carpet again, but if I do need to, I have some extra carpeting, and this time, instead of using Loctite, I'm going to try using Gorilla Glue. This is Gorilla Glue spray adhesive, heavy duty. This should hold really well, I hope, and if not, then we're back to being stuck again. But basically, I just need to solve the problem of making sure this carpeting stays onto the board that I'm putting it on. I'll even try some staples and see if I can get it stapled down, and that'll really, hopefully, hold it all together. First thing was cutting the huge board down to size so it's easier to manage. With the board cut down to size, I used the cardboard as a template and traced out the shape. Then I flipped the cardboard over and used the same template to create the headliner for the other side. Now if you want to see how I created the template in the first place, you can check out the first video. I cut out the panels and did my best to keep the lines as straight as possible, but didn't worry too much about it if it wasn't. The edges and curves will get sanded down and the carpet will cover up any imperfections anyway. Same as before, I sprayed the adhesive onto both surfaces to be bonded, then waited about a minute for it to get tacky, then attached them together. By the way it was sticking, I was already feeling confident that this would stay put this time. Because I'm using the carpet from before, I won't go into detail anymore about how I cut and wrapped it on the back side. If you want to see how that was done, again, you can refer to the first video. Alright, so here are the headliners, and I have to say they're already feeling a lot more secure than my first version. I don't feel anything popping up or sagging off of it. It feels stuck on there. And even on the back, if you remember from my last video, the tabs were already starting to peel up when I put contact cement, and these feel like it's on there. So I think the Gorilla Glue spray adhesive works a lot better than the Loctite that I was using prior to. So I'm hoping these actually stay up and they don't start to peel off as well. Let's go ahead and get this installed. For extra measure, I did a test to see if I could staple the carpet down to the panels without it popping up on the other side. It didn't. So I went around and stapled it all around, and now I'm confident the carpet won't sag again. To attach the headliners to the Freedom panels, I used contact cement again since it worked out great the last time. With contact cement, apply the cement on both surfaces to be bonded, then wait about 10 minutes for the cement to dry. When the cement is glossy and dry to the touch and only slightly tacky, you can then join the surfaces together for a permanent bond. Do not join surfaces together while the cement is still wet. And from there, all that was left was to put the patches back on and the build is finished. You fail and you fail and you fail again. Fail often. That is what I teach my son every day, to embrace your failures, because guess what? The more often that you fail, the closer and closer you get to succeeding, and I feel like I finally succeeded with this one. I don't know. I'll let you know in 2 weeks how these are holding up. Honestly, I just feel really bad for anyone who may have attempted to make these headliners using my first video, followed the exact same steps, and it started to not work out for you. If you did try it and it's going horribly and it's starting to peel, and I'm sincerely sorry, you guys, and I'm asking that you just give it another chance. Do it this way, and I can almost bet that it'll work out. But if I can give you a piece of advice though, I would just wait 2 weeks when I give you another update to let you know how they're holding up. And then if they're going well, then you can go ahead and begin yours. To be honest though, I feel like they are. I feel like these are actually going to hold, because as I was building it, I already started to feel confident about it. When I first put the carpeting down onto the masonite or wainscoting or whatever this material is, I let the glue sit there for a while to see if it'll start to peel off of it, and it didn't. It was still there. And then when I turned it over and I started to staple it down and the staples weren't popping up on the other side, I knew this is going to hold. This is not going anywhere. It's going to stay flat. And then, as I did last time, I used contact cement again, pressed it down really hard, and then installed the freedom panels back on, rode around town, even went over some bumps to see if the vibrations might jar it loose, and now it's on there. I can't even put my fingers in between the headliner and the freedom panel anymore to try to pry it off. Like it's on there pretty good. So like I said, I hope this time around it's gonna work. This is not gonna be a very long video. I just really wanted to right what was wrong, and I think I'm good now because I really, if this fails, that's it. I'm just gonna shell out the money and get the Mopar headliner kit, and it would have ended up costing me more now after doing this twice and then buying those headliner kits. So I'm hoping this sticks. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it somewhat useful, or if you just want to curse me out for trying it the first time around and it messed up on you, leave a comment below, like the video, subscribe to our channel, and if you can, please follow us on Patreon and support us there, because that'll allow me to just make more videos for you. And until then, please don't forget to follow us also on Instagram at Baptism Overland. My name is Asia Sampson, and I will see you next time. I hope not for the same thing, though.